Would you listen to that? Yeah, that's gonna be custom sounds added to Minecraft. Let's take a look. If you want to go deeper, the 26.x modding courses are linked down below. 30 plus hours covering complex block entities with fluid and energy handling, custom mobs, custom networking, and even custom biomes and dimensions. Everything you need for 26.x, all in one place, linked down below in the description. Alright, we found some backend trailer once more, and in this tutorial we'll be adding a custom sound over here to our Minecraft mod. And custom sounds are, I mean, once again, very straightforward actually, and generally speaking, there's like only one or two things that are important here. And actually, one of the things that we've already seen is how to play sounds. That was with the Goji berry over here, level.play sound, and then, you know, a bunch of things over here added, and that is basically how you would play a sound even with a randomness generated, and we'll see something like that as well, but this time with a custom sound. So for it, in the tutorial mod package, we're going to make a new package called sound, and inside of there, we'll make the mod sounds class. Now this one, of course, will have a public static final deferred register over here. This is the deferred register of type sound event. Very important, sound event. It's very easy to make a typo there and use the sound events class, which is not correct. It has to be sound event. This is going to be equal to a deferred register.create built-in registries. So this is built-in registries dot sound event, and then of course tutorial mod id. As per usual, all of the code is available to you down below. We also have a public static void register method with an iEvent bus called event bus over here, and then we're going to call the sound events that register, passing in that event bus. Absolutely correct. And we can call that register method immediately right here, mod sounds.register, passing in the mod event bus, and then we have that registered as well. Fantastic. Registering sounds is obviously super freaking straightforward. It's going to be a public static final supplier, in this case, of type sound event. And it's going to be the valuable found equal to the sound events deferred register.register, passing in the name over here, which is going to be valuable underscore found. And then second parameter is a supplier of a sound event dot create variable range, passing in an identifier from namespace and path, tutorial mod.mod id, and then here it actually suggests to us exactly correct the valuable found, making sure that the name right here and the name right here both match. We want a second sound event, which is the valuable not found, and crazily enough, this is going to change to valuable underscore not found for the name over here, of course. Those two sound events will then be used inside of our metal detector over here. So we're already playing the amethyst chime when we find this, but we actually do not do that when we don't find something. So what we're going to do is we're going to exchange this from the chime to mod sound events valuables found.get, and then we'll do the same thing right here on the not found, and of course change this to the not found. The difference here is also going to be that we're going to add the pitch change. So I do think that the same way that the pitch changes right here, right? So the basic pitch is 0.8, and then you basically go up or down by 0.4. That's the idea. And we're going to do the exact same thing on both of those just in case. So if you continuously right click, it's not going to sound, it's just going to sound much better. Okay. That's the whole idea. Now, even though we're using them right now, where are the sounds, right? That's a big question. You might say, well, hold on a second. Where are the sounds though? The sounds, of course, not only have to be defined, but we also will need the OGG files. Do note that, of course, those are available to you down below for download, but those have to be, if you want to use your own, those have to be actual OGG files, so you have to convert them properly and make sure that they are in mono. Very important. But for this, before we even think about the sound files, we first of all need datagen, because we need another JSON file, and that is the sounds JSON file. So in the datagen package, we're going to make a new Java class called the mod sounds provider over here. This will extend from the sound definition provider, hover over this to implement the register sounds method, hover over this again, create constructor matching super. We don't need the Java doc over here, and we can just remove this to do tutorial mod.mod id, because we of course know our mod id. And then in the register sounds, very straightforward, we call the add method. Then call the sound that we want to register. So for example, mod sounds.valuable found.get over here, of course, found.get. then the definition method dot subtitle. So here, what I recommend is you do sounds.tutorial mod dot and then valuable found. That is exactly right. Then after the first closing parenthesis, we'll call the with method. And then here we call the sound method. Sounds a little bit crazy and it looks a little bit crazy, but just bear with me for a second. Once we've done this once, it's going to be super straightforward. The sound method needs an identifier. That's going to be tutorial mod.modID with, of course, a valuable underscore found. I think it should be valuables found, right? Yes, it is. Actually, it should be valuables found on everything, by the way. And then also valuables not found. Very important that we change those because that does need to be the case. So there we go. Now here it's very important to note that you can have multiple sounds for one sound event because the sound event itself actually can define multiple sounds. That's why we have this, strange builder over here. And you can also double check the sound definition provider. I guess there's one that is being used for the vanilla one. There we go. And apparently, because this is actually done by NeoForge themselves. Well, I didn't even know that was a thing, but there we go. You can see though that it uses the with method over here can have multiple sounds inside of it, and that is the whole idea. And of course, we're going to have another add method call in the register sounds for the not found, and then here valuables underscore not found, and then the name of the file is also going to be valuables not found. The mod sound provider, of course, needs to be public, and then that is going to be called very straightforwardly in your datagen class. And it's going to be very easy. Generator.addProvider with a true. And you can see mod sounds provider pack output. Easy enough. And for the final two steps, we can add the translation for it. There we go. So those are these ones over here. You can, of course, see that the translation here matches one-to-one the translation key right here, right, for the subtitle. Very important that you add those for accessibility in this case. And then in the assets tutorial mod directory, we make a new directory called sounds. And right there, we'll add our two OGG files, the valuables underscore found and the valuables underscore not underscore found. Like I said, both of them OGG files. You will have those for download as well, so you can double check it with those. With that being said, we can now run the datagen to generate the one JSON file that's going to be located in generated resources assets tutorial mod. You can see the sounds.json, and this is how it's situated. So this is the name, the valuables underscore found. That's the name of the sound event. And then the list of sounds over here is just a list of the actual OGG files. In this case, it's also called valuables found, but you could imagine that you have 3 different sounds. And then, for example, it could be valuables found underscore 1, underscore 2, underscore 3, or valuables found high, medium, low, or whatever you so choose to do. Idea is that even though they are matching the names, they don't have to match the names. That's very important. In this case, it just does make sense because you only have one sound for the sound event. Highly recommended to test other things out with that as well, but for the time being, that is all we need. So now let's jump into the game and hear if it works. All right, friends, back in Minecraft. Let's just crank up the volume over here. Maybe not like 100%, but like a little bit. And then also make sure that you can actually hear the game as well. Now you should be able to. And now let's hear. And the cool thing is because we have the custom, randomness, it just is so much better. Let's hear it if we don't find something. Maybe that's a little bit too loud, but generally speaking, this is so freaking cool, okay? Right? Maybe the sounds aren't perfect, right? So maybe you're like, well, I mean, there could be like better sounds, but still though, that is custom sounds added to Minecraft. Awesome. And that's going to be it for this tutorial right here. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to all the supporters on Patreon and on the memberships. Remember, if you join as a Stonebricks member on YouTube, you can get up to 14 days of early access for the tutorials, including this video right here. We'll jam out of it by adding a custom music disc. Hope to see you there. So, yeah.